Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking all that complex artificial intelligence jargon and making it crystal clear using some pretty fun everyday analogies. If you've been feeling even a little overwhelmed by terms like neural networks, deep learning, or stochastic parrots, you're in the exact right place. We're going to strip away the intimidating math and use the power of everyday concepts to truly understand what's driving the most revolutionary technology of our time. All right, here's our roadmap for today. The big picture, machine learning, ML versus deep learning, inside a neural network, generative AI and agents, and finally, the so what. We're taking a Matryoshka doll approach here, zooming from the broadest ideas right down to the inner biological workings and then panning back out.
Section 1. The big picture. Let's lay down our foundation with the widest lens possible.
First off, AI is not magic. I know it feels like it sometimes, but it's literally just math and algorithms designed to mimic things we humans are naturally good at. Pattern recognition, seeing, understanding language. We're simply training computer systems to simulate human learning, comprehension, and decision-making. And this whole idea of mimicking human capabilities, it isn't some brand new tech trend. It actually goes all the way back to 1950. Alan Turing, one of the absolute founders of computer science, posed a simple, visionary question. Can machines think? Honestly, the entire field of AI has been chasing the answer to that exact question for over 70 years. Moving right along to Section 2, Machine Learning, Finding the Patterns. We're opening our first doll to find the crucial subdomain that makes modern AI actually work. So how do these computers actually learn from data? Think of it like this. In supervised learning, you're a strict boss. You hand the computer 10,000 explicitly labeled spam emails, 10,000 normal ones, and you say, learn these rules. But unsupervised learning, totally different ballgame. Imagine a kid who just finished trashing a playroom. Instead of telling them exactly how to sort the toys, you hand them 2 empty buckets and just say, organize. The kid has to find the hidden patterns on their own, maybe by color, maybe by size. That is exactly what an unsupervised machine learning algorithm does with massive amounts of unlabeled data.
Section 3. ML versus deep learning. The divide. Let's peel back another layer to untangle the absolute biggest point of confusion out there, the technical divide between standard machine learning and deep learning.
It really all boils down to the data. Statistical machine learning, it absolutely loves neat structured data. Think spreadsheets, clear rows, columns, like a real estate database with square footage and the number of bedrooms. But what happens when you have messy, unstructured data, raw audio waves, or images made of millions of pixels? Standard ML chokes on that. Deep learning is the heavy lifter required for that unstructured chaos. It's literally the only way a machine can learn to distinguish between the complex visual patterns of a chihuahua's face and, say, a blueberry muffin. Which brings us to Section 4, Inside a Neural Network, Mimicking the Human Brain. Let's open the next doll to see exactly how deep learning handles all that messy data. What's wild here is that these networks are literally inspired by our own biology. When you look at an image of a cat, your brain doesn't scan it linearly like a grocery store barcode. Instead, billions of neurons fire in parallel, instantly connecting the dots. Pointy ears, whiskers, round eyes. Artificial neural networks mimic that exact structure, using interconnected layers of digital nodes to process complex information simultaneously. To grasp how these digital brains actually get smarter, imagine a koala classroom. Picture a room full of students who have never ever seen a koala. Each student is a single digital neuron. One is tasked to look only for a round nose. Another just looks for fluffy ears. Initially, they're just throwing out random guesses at an image. Then they hand their group guess to the teacher outside the room, who says, nope, that was a lion, not a koala. The students then pass that error feedback backward through the room, discussing where they messed up and adjusting their strategy. In deep learning, this exact process is called backward error propagation. After thousands of images and thousands of mistakes, that classroom, the neural network, eventually becomes an absolute expert at identifying a koala. All right, Section 5, Generative AI and Agents, the cutting edge. Let's see how this foundation builds into the transformative tech grabbing all the headlines today. Ever wonder how tools like ChatGPT write such human-sounding text? Well, picture a super observant parrot hanging out in your house. If you're always saying, I'm hungry for biryani, that parrot is going to eventually learn to squawk biryani whenever it hears hungry. But the bird doesn't actually understand what biryani is. It's just predicting the next sound based on probability. This is exactly why large language models are often called stochastic parrots. Stochastic just means driven by probability. These massive models don't truly comprehend the words they type. They are just highly advanced, math-driven parrots predicting the absolute most probable next token based on trillions of examples.
And now we're taking a massive leap from simple generative AI to AI agents. See, generative AI is largely reactive. You ask a chatbot a question about your company's sick leave policy, it generates text, boom, done. An AI agent, though, is proactive and autonomous. You simply give it a goal, like onboard our new intern next Monday. The agent independently maps out a multi-step plan, logs into your HR system, drafts a welcome email, schedules a meeting in Outlook, and even submits an IT ticket to order a laptop. It doesn't just talk, it uses digital tools to take real-world action.
Section 6. Why this matters today. Let's zoom out from the technical weeds of neural networks and autonomous agents for a second and ask the big question. Why should you care about all this right now? Well, to put it bluntly, there's massive economic value placed on understanding these concepts. Because AI is fundamentally transforming how businesses operate, the professionals who know how to build and deploy these deep learning models are in incredibly high demand. We're talking an average salary of around $140,000 for an AI engineer in the US, and that's often before bonuses. The market is aggressively rewarding AI literacy. And those salaries are high for a very good reason. The projections show explosive market growth, jumping from around $320 billion in 2026 to a staggering $826 billion by 2030. That is closing in on $1 trillion. This isn't just a passing tech sector trend. It represents a sweeping transformation in productivity across finance, healthcare, manufacturing, and literally every other major industry. So where do we actually stand today versus the realm of science fiction? Right now, everything we've talked about, even the most advanced AI agents and generative models, fall strictly into the category of narrow AI. They are exceptionally good at specific tasks. Artificial general intelligence, or AGI, where a machine has human-level reasoning across all domains, remains a purely theoretical concept. And artificial superintelligence, where machines surpass human intelligence entirely, is still largely speculative. We are firmly in the era of narrow AI. Which brings me to a final thought for you to chew on after today's explainer. We know that deep learning neural networks are just math inspired by the brain. We know that generative text is driven by probability. But as these mimicking neural networks get larger, and as we stack more and more layers into these digital brains, will they ever cross the threshold to truly understand what they're saying? Or will they always just be incredibly advanced, million-dollar stochastic parrots? Thanks for joining me today, and keep exploring.